Right, well, I think we're live here today for something a bit different. I do apologise if it's not up to the standards of the regular Depth Chart Sports broadcast, but we are here at Site 5 for the first round of the playoffs. It's very, very windy. You cannot buy a nice day here at the home ground of the Brunel Burners, who are undefeated. They're taking on the fourth seed in the Northern Premiership, the Newcastle Raiders. Newcastle, well, I should probably introduce myself. My name is Tebbs, of course. Of course it is. It's never anyone else. Up this tower, having a terrible day. Newcastle did better than I thought they would do this year. I mean, they do have a win over the Warwick Wolves. They won the Div last year. Warwick facing off with Cardiff today. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, Brunel are the heavy favourites, undefeated, looking pretty good. Newcastle, hell of a journey down here to Site 5 as we get ready for opening kickoff. It is a hell of a journey. We got lots of that today, as this is the first week of the playoffs in the Premiership and Division 1. Here we go for Newcastle. 99 kicks it, and you know what? Decent enough ball there. And it is going to be returned by number 2 of the Brunel Burners. And we're going to get to see now that staggering offense of Brunel. Kamara, number 14, at wide receiver. He's a threat. Obviously, Christian Jelinski, number 3. He has got the arm, he's got the power. But you've got game day captain as well, Travis Carpenter. Kick the ball, catch the ball. Man is an absolute unit. He is an absolute unit all across the board. So yeah, I mean, with Brunel, obviously, you've got to be looking at the man who's just standing to the right of Christian Jelinski. DM3, David Moore III. So bringing a man in motion, and it's going to be given to DM3. But I'd say there, as it goes, decent enough there for Newcastle. As we get to second down, let's see how many yards DM3 picked up there. Sun's starting to come out here at Site 5, which is a rare thing to say. Only 2 on the carry, bringing up a 2nd and 8. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if this works, if this system of live streaming works in a more basic capacity, then number 1, I'm an idiot for not doing it all season long, and also expect more in the coming weeks. So 2nd and 8 here for Brunel. 8 in motion for them, and this time going to number 11. Got some space here and being dragged down there by number 50. Not enough for a first down for the Burners. Impressed here with Newcastle so far. So it's going to be a 3rd and 4. I will say, ladies and gentlemen, this is sort of going back to the streams of old, where it's me, Mr. Christopher Tebbett. Don't know why I gave you my government name. I'm on the camera, I'm on the comms, I'm on the tech, I'm on all of it. So if this live streaming isn't up to the quality of, our Bristol, Southampton, or our past Brunel streams, I do apologise. Unfortunately, my producer and my cameraman are both busy today with some personal things. 8 in motion, and the first flag of the game comes in here. And it is going to be on Brunel. And that is going to take a 3rd and 3, a 3rd and, decently enough. And that is going to send them back to a 3rd and 8. Let me scroll this. I will say, ladies and gentlemen, do stay tuned to Depth Chart Sports' socials this week. We've got a couple of giveaways coming your way. One we're really, really excited about. And hopefully some other things as well coming from the Union Jack Classic. I do apologise if you can't hear me. It is very, very windy here today. Seems to be remember the first round of the playoffs last year. Very, very windy. 17 in motion. Jelinski's going to look to fire it. He's going to throw a bomb here. And that is just going to hit the turf at the 50-yard line. And I do apologise, everyone, if you are going to ask me, hey, Tebs, why don't you zoom in? Well, this is the problem. I can't. Well, at least I don't think I can. This is all new technology to me. Oh, my fingers. You don't want that. Let me see. No, I can't zoom in. I can zoom in. Ooh. sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is new tech for me. This is new tech. I didn't know I could zoom in. Okay. So Brunel going to use their first time out. Looks to be some personnel issues. I tell you what, I imagine that there's at least some level of surprise here from the Brunel Burners. I mean, let's be real. I've had communications with a few of the Burners, and they do think that this game. I don't even think this game. I think you could argue that there's entire disrespect towards the Northern Conferences, the Northern Conference, Northern Conference, Northern Conference of the Premiership. They think that. I mean, you look at SJ. He's the only one this week on Depth Chart Sports who has predicted that the South will defeat all the Northern teams. Whereas I do think Newcastle NTU could do it against Portsmouth. Bit of a high snap here. Walking up in the pocket. Let me try and fix the angle of my camera slightly. I hope the Burners aren't too upset that I've nicked one of their water bottles, but they won't know until they watch this back. There we go, that's a good camera angle. Again, I'm up on this thing. I'm not very happy about it, but you know, I love the sport. What can I say? Again, very, very windy here. You'd expect Site 5 to have been in a little bit better nick, considering that no one's played on it. So here we are for Newcastle. It's going to be a run up the middle. And going to be a gain of 1 on the play, it looks like. So as we're sort of testing out this system, I think next time we use it, I'll be able to remotely update the scores on another device. But as it stands right now, it is 2nd and 9, I'm going to say, for the Newcastle Raiders. And they're going to attempt a pass. And that is going to be going the way. And very, very close. Right, let's see here if I can go. Third like that. Then here. Again, this is the problem when it's just a lonely man in a tower. But there we go. I'll stop talking about me and my problems, ladies and gentlemen, because we're here for some football. But 3rd and 8 here for Newcastle. You've got to give them credit there for taking the big shot. Once again, being pursued. Get a scramble out. And that is going to be complete to number 8. And it looks as though the Newcastle Raiders are going to be setting up perfectly in front of us here. Let me try and lock that in a little bit more. I do appreciate the Newcastle Raiders picking up the speed a bit here. It is 1st and 10. Screen out to the side, a little bit lofty, but taken down in front of the Brunel sideline. But it is going to be a gain of 5. Perfectly splitting the sticks there are the Newcastle Raiders. Again, you've got to be impressed here with Newcastle. They are cooking And I imagine this is probably a bit more than Brunel were probably biting off a bit more they could chew. I'm so scared of the wind, so 2nd and 5 here. Empty for the Raiders. They're airing it out in the wind. Same thing to 23 this time, but they just cannot connect. That is going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Oh, sorry. It's not a 2nd and 10. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to do so many things at once. 3rd and 5. One back in for the Raiders. Looks like that. Flag comes in from Seb. Now some conversations happening on the old line. Lots of pointing. Love a good point. So full start there on Newcastle. That's going to take a 3rd and 5 up to a 3rd and 10. You've got to love how brave Newcastle here, because I'm sure that you can hear it. It is very, very windy here today. 3rd and 10 for Newcastle. They're going to look to fire it. Going to step up in the pocket. And another big completion here for Newcastle. And Peters Tovey brings it down, but not before the Newcastle Raiders get to the 20-yard line. Now, I think it's fair to say, ladies and gentlemen, this is a lot more of a game than potentially anyone wearing a yellow jersey was expecting. You don't look at the sky. So it looks like perfectly down at the 20 are Newcastle. Moving the ball through the air despite the less than ideal conditions here. Once again passing. 15 steps up, but he does slip. As we said, the conditions here at Site 5, if you can actually fathom this, are fairly poor, as it tends to be at this particular playing range. So it's going to be a loss of 4 on the play here for the Newcastle Raiders. So a 2nd and 14 here. You've got to love it here from the Newcastle Raiders. And it's going to be a draw play. And number 8 for them has got some space. And he's got some space, runs into a brick wall, but not before another, can you believe this? Another Newcastle Raiders first down. And that is going to be, let's see if it's enough for a 1st and goal. And it certainly is. The Newcastle Raiders with 1st and goal. No, I mean, you're telling me the Brunel burners are probably not suspecting this. If Newcastle score first, amazing. Here we go. Look at a throw. Falling back in the pocket. And that is going to be an interception. Or at least Brunel are acting like that, and it certainly is. And I mean, that could be the boost here, because Brunel was starting flatter than day-old beer. They're going to be starting in their own red zone, but that's exactly what the team in yellow needed to turn the tide. So 1st and 10 here, backed up on their own 2-yard line are Brunel, but saving them from going down early in this game. As much as they're happy with that, so it looks to be an issue there with number 12, Cole McFarland. And it looks as though Brunel have had to take their 2nd time out. Brunel burning 2 timeouts here in the first quarter. Seem to be some personnel issues here with Brunel. Quite uncharacteristic. The Brunel burners, I'm going to say this, they seem pretty frazzled. I know that, you know, there are jokes made about the Brunel burners in the playoffs. They managed to sort of eliminate that curse last year by obviously winning the entirety of Division 1, making their way to the semi-finals and beating Bournemouth. But right now, I mean, it seems as though that there could be some truth to this this curse of Brunel. And it's going to be a run. DM3 with a big burst of speed runs into 89 of the Newcastle Raiders. I think he's going to get about 4 on that play. I mean, you look at Newcastle, obviously in a space to go down. They came up, gosh, I think it was, I'm going to say 22-23 season, where they faced SGS Pride in the finals when they were back down in Division 1. Newcastle doing a decent enough job this year. Pretty unhappy that they lost to the Northumbrian Mustangs twice. I'd imagine it's going to go to DM3 again. But there's a big, massive Northern Raiders meet, slowing his momentum, but not before we get a Brunel Burners first down. I think that drive was probably what the Brunel Burners really needed, if I'm completely honest. You need to get punched in the mouth first to wake up, and you know that's exactly what the Newcastle Raiders did to the Brunel Burners on that first drive. So fresh set of downs here. It's interesting to see the different types of offensive strategies here. Newcastle very, very confident and very comfortable passing despite the wind here. But then again, they don't have a DM3. Once again, DM3 on the other side. He's got some space, and we're going to have back-to-back first downs from the Newcastle, from the Brunel Burners. I mean, sometimes you do just need a reality check. Very, very windy. Very, very windy. I do apologise if it's compromising the microphone. Again, this is a new age here for Depth Chart Sports, live streaming on a smaller budget. So again, if this works, then you know, QMBL, check your DMs. You might be asked for a stream next week. So I hate being up this tower when it's windy. I might scream. So Jelinski's got it, fires it, and incomplete for Brunel. Oh my God, it's so windy. Truthfully, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like I'm on a really horrible roller coaster that is completely stationary. Not having a good time. Tell you where I did have a good time. I had a good time yesterday at the RAF versus the Royal Navy American football team. That's the RAF Mustangs. RAF pulled out the win there, 39-19. Great showing from both squads. So 2nd and 10 here for Brunel. Jelinski's got it, fakes it, fires. Kabara has got it. Kabara has got space, but he is going to be brought down there by number 50 of the Newcastle Raiders. I tell you what, I'd say both teams here very, very brave to be passing this football because the conditions, again, I know you're here to talk about football and I'm not a meteorologist, so I'm not going to tell you too much about the weather, but I will tell you every single time it scares me. Yeah. Which is every time, which is quite nice. And also, I'm leaning on the back bar of this tower, and I'm a large individual, so I'm not very happy about it. So 1st and 10 here for Brunel. Two big passes. Jelinski's got it. Unable to get it there. I may actually have to centre myself and actually swap sides. I think that I think that will probably lend itself to a better viewing experience. So let me have a sip of water, and then let me bring this over here. Again, we're testing new things out here today, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're going to be thinking to yourself, why are you testing things out during the playoffs? Well, it's more of a matter of needing to. You know what I mean? Well, I suppose I could have it just sat on my lap like this. So Jelinski's got it. He's got DM3 as a blocker. Jelinski round the outside. And outside there. But there are whistles for a flag. Let me see if I can do some fun stuff here. You are going to have to bear with me again. So it's going to be holding there. Ah! Sorry about that. You'll have a bit of technology errors. Right, hang on. I know I shouldn't be doing this during the broadcast. I should have thought about this outside of the broadcast. But I'm trying not to get it because there's basically steel bars in the way. So Jelinski fires it out. Kamara's got it. Almost slips. Brought down. He's being dragged down by the neck there. 52. So got it. Ball is out. But a flag on the play regardless. Does get a bit wobbly, ladies and gentlemen. That is because I'm having to let go of the tripod so that I can grip the bar of the tower because I'm scared about the wind. So 15-yard penalty for a face mask on Newcastle. That is obviously going to give Brunel a nice bit of cushion there and a fresh set of downs. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying again. You may have to bear with me today as I try to get the best vantage possible. Right, okay. It's all trial and error here today. That's why we've got no sponsors on this one, because I don't want to. Right. If I can lock this in, it's going to change the game. I promise you. Let me drop it back a bit so I can brace it. Thankfully, there's no football going on right this moment. There may be in just a second, and hopefully, I should be able to grip it like a gun. So here we go. Jelinski's got it. Jelinski fires. There is space, and fighting forward for the first touchdown of the day, and it's going the way of the Brunel Burners. And that is number 17 on it. Let's go and edit that out. I'm not sure if I can have replays, but 6 points on the board here for the Brunel Burners. I do think that first drive definitely woke up the Brunel Burners a bit. That was what was needed for them. So Carpenter kicks, and the kick is good. So 7-0 is the score here. The Brunel Burners taking the lead after driving the length of the field from their 2-yard line after that interception that saved them from going behind to the Newcastle Raiders. 12-minute quarters here. The winner of this game will go on to face the winner of the Warwick Wolves and the Cardiff Cobras. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I felt the tower move and some wee has come out. But I promise you I will stop talking about the tower when the wind stops, because I'm very scared and I want to scream. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, I might try something different for the second half because I don't like being up here. But it seems as though I should be able to do this from the ground and just follow it. I'm really not enjoying myself. I'm really not enjoying myself. I'm really not enjoying myself. I couldn't be enjoying myself any less. 7-0 the score. It's very windy. I don't like being up here. I'm quite scared. I'm very scared. I'm not having a good day. I'm very much not having a good day. But Brunel, they're on their way to having a good day. So good for them. Oh my god, I'm so scared. Oh my god. Right. So, Brunel kicking off for the first time today. A big old drive for them. Good kick. Oh, and he fumbled it. He does manage to recover it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm just not having a good time. I'm just not having a good time. I'm simply not having a good time. Oh my god. I'm definitely coming down at half time. This is going to look different. This is going to look different after half time. I'm not staying up here. Oh my god. This stream is looking okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I think that's Inside Brett was just mentioning that. Yeah. I think it's looking okay considering that it's just me in a tower on my phone. But I will say, I promise I will stop, but I'm quite scared. I don't like heights and I don't like being on top of things. But I mean, after losing yardage on that kick return and then a big sack there for the Brunel Burners, you know, starting to put on their foot on the gas are the Brunel Burners. Again, it just took a little bit of time. Let me see if I can read that notification without tanking the stream. The stream is looking okay. No need to. Oh, thank you, Inside. I mean, you know, you guys are good. I did say to them, Inside, please don't. Guess you're not enjoying yourself. No need to keep apologising. Thank you, guys. But no, they're absolutely right. I'm not having a good time. Oh, dearie me. So it's going to be a draw play up the middle. Not going to have much there, especially when the Newcastle Raiders are facing down the barrel of a 3rd and 18. Huh? Oh, he's talking about the gazebo. I thought he was talking about this. James. Do you mind if I come down in the second half and just do it, like, follow it from the ground? Wonderful. I'm just asking the Brunel head coach. Oh, and another! And the ball is out! The ball is out! and it looks like the referee on that far side is saying that that ball went out of bounds. But another big loss there for the Newcastle Raiders, but could have been points on the board. Well, they're saying intentional grounding, actually. Well, sorry. Some of the Brunel players are saying intentional grounding. There is a flag on the play that I didn't spot just at midfield, so it is going to be intentional grounding on the Newcastle Raiders. And it's a safety! So it's going to be a safety. If you bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, I need to go back here. Click 1, click 2. And the Brunel Burners, after having their first defensive drive, that was a first offensive drive that didn't go really anywhere, and then a first defensive drive that didn't go anywhere, have just quickly put 9 points on the board in quick succession. So a free kick here, I believe it's a free kick. I have to ask Seb. So 9-0 to the Brunel Burners. But I have got clearance now to go down at half time. And I'm going to be really close to the action now, which is nice. which I prefer. But it's probably going to be a bit more of me moving around, which is fine. So, here we go. So, bobbled there by Brunel. Makes one man miss. And a good tackle there from number 50 of the Newcastle Raiders, stopping the Brunel Burners at what looks like their own 34-yard line. Well, I mean, it's pretty clear here what Newcastle do. They need to stop the momentum here of the Brunel Burners, because they are one of those teams where they can become a runaway train. So it's going to be a handoff. DM3 crash down to the right hand side. It looks like it is going to be a tackle for loss. Looks as though the Brunel Burners are going to now be facing a 2nd and 13, or at least something within the realms of that. So let me just... So that is going to be the end of... Do I want to start a new period? Yes. So second quarter here. Yeah, so I mean, an interesting first quarter here. I mean, it did start off pretty badly for Brunel, or as badly as it can go. Obviously, we have seen this before from the Burners, notably in that game with Exeter, or even if you want to go even further back, their game with the Oxford Lancers here at Site 5 last year, giving up an early touchdown. In this particular case, being able to stop the Newcastle Raiders just before a touchdown occurred. But then obviously it just sort of, the Brunel Burners just tend to then sort of, you know, be able to get off the rails a bit and start to really dominate teams. So 2nd and 13, let me change that to 2nd down for the Brunel Burners. So of course you've got DM3 there in the backfield wearing number 22, Kamara number 14. Close to me, being blocked by number 23 of the Newcastle Raiders. So Jelinski's going to roll out. And I mean, Jelinski going into the tackle there, but I don't think that's going to get the Brunel Burners back to the original line of scrimmage. In fact, it's the complete opposite. The Brunel Burners are now going to be facing down the barrel of a 3rd and 15. I'm definitely going to get the remote scoring thing next time. In fact, I might even ask SJ to do it. And don't worry, listen, that's not the Houston Astros trying to conduct signs. That is just people cleaning the mud off their boots, because it is, you know, ideals less than spectacular here at Site 5. And this is it on a good day, just a mad thing. So, 3rd, and I think that's not even a 3rd and 15. Jelinski's going to drop back. Jelinski's going to look to fire it to DM3. This play normally does work a lot. DM3 is going straight into the tackle. I don't think it's going to be enough for a first down, but a good amount of yards there by DM3.
Hey, D ready.
Right, so 4th and 3 here for the Brunel Burners. They're very confident, as we know. Could I do the remote scoring? You could do the remote scoring from your sofa in Worcester. Let's talk about that at half time. I'm fairly certain you can. Actually, right. Okay, I'm going to try and do that. Oh, and DM3 runs through. And that is going to be enough for a first down for the Brunel Burners. Right. I think you can. Right. Right. Chat at half time. No, actually, not even chat at half time. Right. Right, hang on. Okay. Right, we're back in. Chilinsky throws a bomb, and it is caught, and he is wide open. Oh, my Lord. And stunting in the end zone, another touchdown for the Brunel Burners. So, to the wonderful people at Inside Britball with the remote scoring, I've put a link in the closest available chat that we are both in. Someone's World of Adventures. That's the remote scoring link. So let's see if that works. Because if it does work, I'm going to thank you a lot. So I'm going to go back to the live, and I'm going to zoom in a bit more. For Travis Carpenter in the kick. In fact, I'm going to widen that out slightly just so we can get the whole thing. So if that works, can you put a point on the board if it's good, of course? So that is good. It is 16-0, but I'm going to wait to see if that works. I hope you didn't hear any of Coach James's outburst. So the sun has started to come out just behind us, and I'm hoping that means the wind will cease. I'm going to wait to see if the remote scoring works. If not, I'm going to add it on in just a second. If I don't see a point on there added before kickoff, I'll add it myself. But it is 16-0 here. What a ball there. But wide open there was number 12 of the Burners. Got it, but need to log in, so let's sort it at half time. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Inside Britball, for that. Thank you very, very much. So, with that message, got it, need to log in. No problem at all. It is not 17-0, it is 16-0. Carpenter with the kick. It's going through the air. And it's going to be taken by the Raiders. On a dogfight in the middle of the pitch. And the Raiders look like they're going to have that ball dead at the 30. As you can see here, as the contrast of these beautiful yellow jerseys starts to take effect. That does mean the sun is coming out from behind us, which is nice, because I try not to. This is what the weather looks like in front of us, and I can't show you what the weather looks like behind us, because that would look weird on the stream. But I'm tempted to show you that I now have a shadow of me on the scaffold, and I look like one of those builders from New York, because I'm sitting with my legs dangling off the side, because if I stand up on this thing, I will start crying. So once again, Newcastle going through the air. Big hit in the middle of the field there. Number 0 just cannot make the connection there. So 2nd and 10 here for the Newcastle Raiders. And I'm fairly certain that with the remote scoring that we may be able to set up a half time, that if we may be able, no, we definitely will be able to do like first and second downs, and down and distance is the words I'm looking for there, downs and distance, whilst Inside Britball nice and warm at home, and I'm up on a tower having a terrible time. Once again, pass, rolling around, and just floored for a big sack there, but a flag comes in. Right, let's see what the call is here. Oh my God, sorry. it's the wind again. I do apologise. So that's going to be a face mask on Brunel. And that means the Newcastle Raiders are going to be gifted 15 yards for free. And they're going to have this lovely bang on the 50 right in front of us. You can see the QB of the Newcastle Raiders. They're stomping out the terrible conditions here at Site 5. Bit of a high snap. He has got it though. He's going to roll out. He's going to roll out. He's going to look for some space. Look for some space. And just bounce in there. But a flag back at the line of scrimmage. Right, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, let me just see if I can improve my grip slightly. So that penalty is going to be on the Raiders. Still first down, but they're going to be starting backwards. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I am sorry for the involuntary noises. So first and 20 now for Newcastle, but I'm really, again, stop talking about the tower, Christopher. Talk about the football. So drop back, some space there, and he's got it. And there is some space there. And maybe Newcastle's biggest play of the game so far. I mean, we saw the Brunel Burners come back from like a 3rd and 20 something, and the Newcastle Raiders putting on a display there. Again, I'm very, very impressed with Newcastle so far today. Very, very impressed with the Raiders. Let me just sit up. Once again, going through the air. Don't go back corner. And it looks like there's going to be flags in there for pass interference. I think our big steel pole got in the way. But we're going to call it. So it's not going to be a spot penalty like it is in the NFL. I mean, you could definitely consider that if the Newcastle Raiders manage to come away with some points on the board here, it is the Brunel Burners that have shot themselves in the foot with some big, big penalties. But I mean, also, when you consider the pass play here from the Newcastle Raiders as well through the air. I did not expect this game to be so heavy through the air. I'm very impressed with Newcastle. All this talk about, I mean, this is obviously the issue with, you know, with Uniball for the most part, not being live streamed and things like that, and also me living in the south, and also listening to Cam, coach at Leeds, and other people as well. Let's see here, quick throw out to the outside. And that screen sniffed out fairly quickly. Oh, for God's sake. Right, so when I'm talking about how windy it is, ladies and gentlemen, that is how windy it is. So the gazebo is there. I hope no one was in front of it. There doesn't look to be. But you see what I mean? So when I'm talking about how scared I am being up here, this is what I mean. Get me down from this tower, man. I'm not having a good time. In fact, while we got a break in this game, how about I come down from this tower, because now I'm scared. No. No. No, 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 no. Right, so we're going to stay up here, but I'm even less happy about it now, so... But you see what I mean? That is how windy it is. Thankfully, I'm such a large man that I'm managing to keep this here. But obviously, I'm coming down. I'm 100% coming down. I'm really not enjoying myself. Did you see that? I don't know what to make of that. I really don't know what to make of that. But I'm definitely coming down. Please run the ball more, Newcastle. If anyone on the sideline is watching this, you're definitely not. Oh my God, I'm not enjoying this. I'm not enjoying it. Well, it's going to be a pass here. And going to be tries to get it off and batted down there. TJ number 0 for the Burners almost had something there, but smart play there from Newcastle to. Let's see where they're going to put it. Oh, yep, they are calling that an incomplete pass, so that is going to be a second attempt. No. 3rd and 1. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, the gazebo blowing away has settled me. Oh my Jesus Christ! Oh my Jesus Christ! Oh my Jesus Christ! I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm normally not professional at this, but normally I'm commentating from a much more secure position. And that is going to be a touchdown. I'm waiting for a signal. So the Burners are saying it's out at the back of the end zone. The Newcastle Raiders, on the other hand, are saying it's a touchdown. Because of course, that's how it works. You need to complain. So the referees are having a discussion here about whether or not the Newcastle Raiders were in bounds. And it's a touchdown for the Newcastle Raiders. Right, let's... Flag on the play. Looks like it's probably going to be on Brunel for... Oh my Jesus Christ. Right, ladies and gentlemen. The stream's taking a break. The stream is taking a break. I'm not staying up here. I'm far too scared. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Right, let's just go like there. Newcastle... Right. So we are back. We are back, and you're just going to have to bear with me while I get set up down here. But I think the overall quality of this would most likely improve if I came down. Okay. So. Newcastle Raiders, I'll just update you on that 2-point try. Newcastle Raiders went for 2, unsuccessful. And so the Brunel Burners, after that touchdown, did get a penalty, which is... Oh look, something has happened whilst I was coming down from the tower. I'm just not going to lie to you. Right, okay, so... Newcastle kicking it off. Kamara coming this way. And Kamara getting that ball back to the late. Let me keep getting set up here as we've got a very good play. So blocking the back on Brunel. Hear me extending my legs on my tripod. Not that you needed to know that. Thank you everyone for being patient with me today, as this is a new-ish form of live streaming here on a bit of a much more of a simpler scale, but if fruitful, it means that we can stream a little bit. So it looks as though Jelinski has spotted something he likes or does not like. DM3 moving to the other side. Bit of a low snap here, Jelinski's got it. And just overshoots Kamara there. At half time, I'll try and get you some scores from the other games happening both in Division 1 and the Premiership today. Let's hang on a second. Moving to the other side. I thought Jelinski still had it. I mean, he faked me out. That DM3 brought down there. Is that enough? So it's going to be enough for a fresh set down for Brunel. I'll try and be a bit more vigilant on the down and distance as this game progresses. And I'm not up a tower. And that is the key part here. Whoop. What's that? There we go. So fresh set of downs here for the Burners. 16-6 is the score. So going to, but a flag comes in early. Damn. Right, let's see if we can zoom out just slightly. Hopefully, my intention now is to be a bit more mobile. Obviously, for not being up tower, doing like other live streams, like just take it down in between plays just to get a better angle. Because obviously, right now I'm on the 35-yard line of the Newcastle Raiders. Right, so a 5-yard penalty there on Brunel. Operation's not going as smoothly as I'm sure Brunel would like today. So Jelinski's got it. Fires over here. Kamara has got it. Kamara makes a man miss. Kamara's going. Kamara is going. Kamara is going. Kamara is going. And he is knocked out of bounds there by number 23 of the Brunel Burners. This is where we can start being a little bit more mobile. But you are going to have to deal with this. Normally there'd be like a cutaway where we could like move stuff down, but that's not the case today. So we're just going to keep on moving down here as the Burners are on the Newcastle 12-yard line. So we're going to set ourselves up here on the Newcastle 2-yard line now. DM3 switches sides. Right over to the right hand side here. Jelinski has got it. Jelinski's got space. Flag comes in. plays going to the other side. What can you do? We can just hope and relax. Oh, so a chop block there on the Newcastle Raiders. Well, so low tackle there on the for the Newcastle Raiders. So it's going to be on them. Referee's still having a conflab. But the play hasn't really. Yeah, play hasn't been whistled in. I don't know what to say in these moments. So still first and goal here, so that being moved over to the 4-yard line. Getting the referee's way, so 4-yard line here for Brunel. Jelinski's coming to this side. Big hit through, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Brunel Burners. I mean, Jelinski loves it. Yeah, absolutely loves it. He loves those short runs in and celebrates like he has done a 90-yarder. I always appreciate that. Seems as though the Burners are going for 2. So going from a 3 here, attempted 2. So 22-6. Sort of started to take a bit more shape here from what was expected of this game. I'm going to move this slightly over here. So Jelinski's got it, fires it into the middle, and that ball is dropped, so the score is going to stay 22-6. Flag comes in at the end. I think we may be looking down another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Don't quote me on that. So we're going to see here. And then we'll start moving down the other end once we find out what this penalty is. So I'm not being up in a tower. I need to keep an eye on our white hat refs. Or ref. Only one. Oh, so unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Newcastle. So I imagine they're going to add 15. I'll tell you what, decent crowd here today as well. So we are going to make our way down. We're going to make our way down. Trying to stay within the player's box. Thank you. As the Brunel Burners look to kick it away here. That'll do, I think. Oh, do you know what I was about to say? I was about to check my phone to see if I could see the other scores, but yeah, it's weird. It's weird streaming like this. I don't hate it though. So basically, I'm gonna go watch this stream back, and if it's a success, again, QMBL's getting a call next. Whoop. I'm attached to the, almost took the tripod with me. Why is that attached? Right, hang on. There we go. So a bit of a short kick there. It's going to be recovered by Newcastle. I do have one score coming in. And that is, oh, I tell you what, I owe the gentleman inside Brunel all a delicious beverage for keeping me informed. So, the University of Nottingham Green, 27, Sterling Clansman. Sorry, University of Nottingham Gold 28, so Clansman 7, which is good for the new Nottingham Green. I think they've got a very good shot of going very far this year, but they are going to have Edinburgh Napier in the next round after they got a walkover victory from the Glasgow Uni Tigers. So this looks going to be another pass play. Whoa, no. QB's got it. Just falls on it there. And a flag on the play. Coming in from the opposite side. So normally I'd do the down and distance here, but another face mask penalty. We've seen one from Newcastle and two from Brunel. That's going to be a fresh set of downs here for the Newcastle Raiders. And a free 15 yards as well. I mean, if you look at their scoring drive, a lot of that yardage was facilitated by penalties from Brunel. Also inside Brunel. Again, I can't thank you enough for the help you've given me on this. What's been a not catastrophic, it's not been catastrophic, but a difficult stream. Telling me that it's KCL 7. Brighton 0 at half time. Brighton still with a chance to upset the winners in the southeast. 1. So dropping back, coming over it, past it, and just skying that ball into the Brunel sideline. So with that 15-yard penalty, going to end up with 2nd and 10 for the Newcastle Raiders. Again, I'm still very impressed with the Newcastle Raiders in this game. They're playing what, if you pay attention to the writers' poll over on Depth Chart Sports, what people have as the best team in the Prem, even ranking them above some national Premiership sides with the Brunel Burners. And the Newcastle Raiders are giving the Brunel Burners a game, obviously. I mean, I can imagine that it may slow down. A little bit of movement there. Run up the middle here from Newcastle. Big hit. Big hit, but a flag. Lots of flags in this game. Hold on. Sorry, there's someone showing a conversation there. So penalty on Newcastle. Sideline ref over on the Newcastle side. I'd imagine probably calling a timeout so the Raiders can maybe discuss the penalty or maybe have a conversation. Yeah, it's a timeout to discuss the penalty with the Newcastle sideline. Good game so far. This game is a lot better than I thought it would be. I wonder if I can spin the camera around at length and talk into the camera. We're trying things out here today. This is not a normal Depth Chart Sports live stream. This is I think we're gonna call it live stream light. I wanted to call it bootleg, but I don't think that's the right term for it. So we're trying things out here. So let's see if I can spin this around and present to camera. Actually, no, let me present to camera this way so I'm not in the player's box. There's so many cleat marks. Yeah, I mean, this game definitely going a lot different than I thought it would be. It's a lot more competitive than I thought it would be. Maybe a wake-up call here for Brunel. Maybe what they need as they're going into the playoffs, especially considering that they're going to be having the winner if they continue to win this game. The winner of Warwick versus Cardiff back here at Site 5, and hopefully the last time I ever have to come here to Site 5. Not to Brunel. I like the Burners, and everyone's been very, very hospitable to us over this past season. But I don't like streaming here. It's a bit of a pain. We shouldn't have gone to the Bristol Barracuda at Coombe Dingle where they've got a... SJ. That's really funny. Sorry, I may have just swore on camera, but that's because I was swearing at SJ. There he is. Look at him. Oh, I'm SJ. I've got a Burners jacket. Right, sorry, more professional. I'm just having a good time, actually. I thought this live show would be more stressful. That's really funny. Anyway. So, an issue with the chains, perhaps? Stopping this break of play? I love Britball. So next week going to be at QMBL versus Gloucestershire. That one's for me. That one's for me. I can't wait. I can't wait. And then we'll be back here for, if this game keeps going the way it does, of course. If Newcastle win, I don't know where I'll be. So, randomise it. Big run there from number 5. A full head of steam. Cracking him. Pursuing. That ball is away and just dotted by the sideline. I mean, he had a whole head of steam coming off that edge, getting through the personal protector there and being able to force the QB to throw it away. And now the Newcastle Raiders are stuck with a 3rd and 15. They've converted these long balls before. It's going all right, actually. So, quick chat. Yeah, basically I was up there going, ah! So I've come down. So 3rd and 15 here for the Newcastle Raiders. They have converted these. Number 7 on the move. 15 drops back. He's looking for 7. Flips it into the middle of the field. 88 has got it. Makes one man miss. But brought down there. Looks like it may be back to the original line of scrimmage. Potentially a couple of yards in as well. So let's see, I'm going to say that's going to be 4th and 7 there for the Newcastle Raiders. So the other games happening in the Premiership today, you've got the SGS Pride welcoming the Northumbrian Mustangs. A bit of a longer drive from the same neck of the woods as the Raiders. But the Raiders going for this on 4th and 7. Dropping back. Oh, almost slipping there on this disgusting Site 5 pitch. Being pursued. Oh, and a great bit of defence there from Brunel, knocking that ball away. And a turnover on downs for the Newcastle Raiders. 4th and 49. No. 4th and 10. No, not 9. 10. All right, there we go. Right. So in the second quarter, I do wonder how much time is remaining. See the referees are down the other end. So the Brunel offense back on. Jelinski has got it. Jelinski fires to DM3 in the middle. He's running down the left-hand side here. And a big hit there by number 50 of the Newcastle Raiders. He has been the boy. He has been the man of the hour for the Newcastle Raiders, stopping, you know, the runaway train of DM3 here, but not before he is able to pick up 4 yards on the carry. So 2nd and 6 now for the winners of the Prem South, 25-26. Jelinski once again firing it here. He's got number 8. Tries to spin out. Not going to be enough for a first down. So that may be the 2-minute warning. So that is the 2-minute warning. And the Brunel Burners currently staring down a 3rd and 1. They've got just a single timeout remaining. The Newcastle Raiders do have 2. Yard here, just pushing Jelinski there. That is going to be a first down. You can hear Coach Kelvin shouting for some speed on the line. So fakes it out, Jelinski's got it, fires it. And just over fires Carpenter. But at the very least, going to stop the clock here for Brunel. Oh. So I'd expect a few more of those with just a single timeout remaining. Maybe be a case of the Burners setting for a field goal here. I would ask Coach James as he's just there, but he probably wouldn't be too impressed if I just said, "Hey James, what's going on? Can you kick a field goal?" Which is fair. Unprecedented levels of access here. So once again, Jelinski looking to fire. He's looking for, and that ball just seemed to slip out of his hands. It looks like that ball just slipped out of the hands there of Jelinski, or maybe, in fact, I think that ball actually didn't slip out of his hands, probably caught the wind. Probably caught the wind there and just was pushed back out of the hands of his receiver. So it is going to be a 3rd and 10 here for Brunel. Almost certainly out of the range of Carpenter. Not that Carpenter hasn't got a good leg, but I mean, this is brick ball. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. He's on the... It'd be nice. So, of course, Brunel going empty. Not too much of a surprise there. Flag comes in. So that looks to be a delay of game penalty here for the Brunel Burners. Taking a lock back in. So 5-yard penalty for Brunel. Again, the wind here causing havoc not just with the gazebo, but also with the balls going through the air. I did speak to Christian earlier, so a bit of a high snap here. He's looking. Oh my God! What a ball here! And Carpenter just can't hang on. But I mean, you saw the absolute rifling that Jelinski put on that ball to try and combat this wind. And I mean, good enough, but just a bit too much sauce on it there for Carpenter. It looks like 4th and 15 for Brunel from, because it's a 90-yard field, 30, their own 38, I think. This is the problem, isn't it? Coach James about to come into shot here. Don't ruin the shot. So wind's dying down a bit here. And I tell you what, the Brunel sideline are very, very unhappy here. Very, very unhappy with the amount of drops here. I know that there's been a few games here where I've questioned the hands here of the Brunel Burners, but they've normally get it back into some level of form. They managed to get back to form, and it does give the Newcastle Raiders, who do have 2 timeouts, another chance to put some points on the board here before we go into half-time, where I will pause the stream. And again, as this is the first sort of iteration of a stream of this kind, you know, a bit smaller in the setup department, not having all of our lovely bells and whistles, not saying that we won't have the lovely bells and whistles. And a completion there. As I suppose maybe not enough for a first down, but a good completion. I've got no idea who's messaging me, if it's anyone. Oh, sorry, let me. So it's Green, 28, Sterling, 7 at half time. Thank Inside Britball being absolute legends here. Definitely think we should, something we're going to share. Newcastle going quickly. They've been playing at tempo all game long, to be completely honest. Drop back, fires one into the middle, and almost getting hands on it there. Let's scale this up so we can zoom in slightly more. That is compressing my files. There we go. Yeah. So, 3rd and 2 here for Newcastle. Clock has stopped due to an incomplete pass. There you got it. And a big completion there. Oh, and a big hit, but still stays on his feet. Oh, yeah, I'm not surprised. That's probably going to be going the way of a timeout for Newcastle, and it certainly is. Let's get my 1st and 10. So 7 seconds remaining. 7 seconds remaining in this game. Newcastle going to take a shot. Very, very surprised here with the past games of both teams and how readily they've been making some big plays through the air. Considering that the air here in Site 5 is very, very vicious. Gets one out, and it's going to be a completion of number 23. Just based on the angle there, I didn't see it because I'm not going up that tower. 3 flags all come in at once. Almost a fireworks display of penalties there. This is where the zoom function on the phone is very, very good, but it does absolutely kill those both pixels on the screen now. But let's try and get what we can get. Referee's having a chat. And I mean here, a penalty on Brunel here could put the Newcastle Raiders in a good position to have one more play and put some more points on the board. So, oh, white hat ref going to tell us. So it's going to be a personal foul on Brunel. So this very well could be setting up the Newcastle Raiders to have a chance to put some more points on the board going into half time. fact, let me see. Let me see how close I can get for this. Without getting in people's way. So let's see where they're going to position Newcastle. That's a bit better. Right, let's have a look. So it looks as though the Newcastle Raiders are going to be set up on the Brunel 10. If I'm reading the signs correctly from that referee, it looks as though there's 4 seconds left, which probably only enough for one play here, but Newcastle could really get momentum back on their side if they're able to come away with a touchdown here. So it's going to be a pass play. Looking to the left. Ball hits the floor. So it looks like there is 1 second remaining, so quick play there from Newcastle. They're going to get another chance. Imagine there's probably a conversation happening. I think that's what he said, 7 seconds. I think he said 1 second remaining. So could be the last play of the half, I think. So bit of space there. QB on the move, fires into the back of the end zone, looking for 23. Unable to get that ball across there. Let's see if I was right about the time. Obviously you can't hear the refs. I think maybe in the future we'll be able to do it because I'm going to improve this setup. Oh. 5 seconds, right? 5 seconds, so it was 13 seconds last time. I got it wrong. But I mean, again, just another shot here for the Newcastle Raiders. I know exactly what I did to improve the setup, so stay tuned. Well, not today. I mean, when I go home, buy some more things. Once again, trying to go through the air here. Strike into the middle of the field. And almost intercepted. We get some whistles coming. Very flag-heavy game here. No, that is going to be the end of the first half. So, I mean, when you consider... Oh, hopefully I've not pulled anything out there. Let me go about here, because I've got a lot of wires coming at me. So when you consider this game, I'd say it's a lot closer than you probably expect here. I mean, Newcastle... Well, the thought process that we thought here was that Newcastle Raiders were going to be in for a pretty rough day. The score right now, 22-6, probably closer than a lot more people were thinking. Newcastle airing it out, the conditions here becoming less and less ideal with really every passing minute. The Newcastle Raiders will have the ball after the second half. They could have scored there, then scored again. Could have been absolutely huge, but it's going to be an uphill climb here for the Raiders. I'm sure the Brunel owners are going to be very disappointed with the amount of flags that they have given to the Newcastle Raiders and the amount of yardage that they've given to the Newcastle Raiders as well. So stay tuned to the second half of this game. We'll be back with you in 15 minutes. I'm going to try and sort out some things, make the stream a little better. But as it stands right now, thank you for bearing with this sort of experimental stream with us. Thank you. We'll be back in a little bit. So of course we are back at the windy Site 5. Of course we are. Kick off. Little short one coming our way. Oh, it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close one. We've not got a referee's call yet. Referees are still deciding who's it going to. And it is going the way of Brunel. And a bold strategy there for the Burners pays off. And it was certainly close. So the Brunel Burners going to recover that at their own 40. Sorry, on the Newcastle 40. And if that doesn't show that this Brunel Burners team means business, I don't know what does. Good dart for the get the back there. DM3 moving sides. Goes to DM3. He's got some speed, got some space. And it's going to be a gain of about 14 on the play there for the Burners. So fresh set of downs there for Brunel. Always nice, I don't have to change anything on the graphic. I mean, that's not a way to just almost double your momentum. Especially considering Newcastle weren't able to score late in the second. Jason's going to drop back. He's going to fire it. And a big drop there. Carpenter not being his normal sure-handed self today. I'm sure he's going to be unhappy with it, but that connection between Jelinski and Carpenter just not really panning out much today, even though it has done in the past. So, second and 10 here for Brunel. Going to be a handoff for DM3 up the middle. There's space, there's speed. Not going to be enough for a first down, but it's going to be, let's see, a gain of, I'm going to say 7 here. Getting it down to the 20-yard line of the Newcastle Raiders. As I'm sure you can hear the wind, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy that I have ceased being in the tower. Actually, I thought it was be a 3rd and 3. Looks like a 3rd and 4 for the Brunel Burners. In motion for Brunel across. Goes to DM3. Go up the middle again. Looks like it's going to be fine for every yard. Even Jelinski getting in there to try and push him, but that is going to be enough for a Brunel first down. The Brunel Burners, they were a bit surprised by Newcastle in the first half of this game. They want to really, really put the pressure on Newcastle. You know, only being up 2 scores. IBB Inside Brittle keeping me informed. Currently 12-0 SGS over Northumbria. And Green 35-15 over the Sterling Clansmen. Fresh air downs here for Brunel. Big strike there, looking for Kamara. Just can't find him in the back left corner of the end zone. So 2nd and 10 here for Brunel. See how Newcastle can retaliate here. They had a couple of chances in scoring position. Code goes to DM3 on the left-hand side. There is some space. There's a flag on the play. Are we surprised? So, holding penalty there on Kamara. So first and 12. Second and 12, I was about to say. So Jalisky's going to look, firing it into the middle. He's got Kamara. Oh, and a big tackle there once again by number 50 of the Newcastle Raiders. What down is it? Third and 4. So let me edit my gimmick here. This again, I remember the first round of the playoffs last year between Brunel. Conditions were disgusting, but I mean, I've got to say the immortal words here. At least it's not raining. So it goes to DM3 here, bit of a low snap here. He's going to have enough for a first down. Bounces off one, bounces off another, and he's into the end zone for another Brunel touchdown. So a hard fought one there for DM3 to find another 6 for the Brunel Burners. And the Burners look to be going for 2 to make this 30-6. So currently 0-0 in the Lancashire Rams versus MMU Eagles game. Going into the half there, bit of a surprising one for the Rams here, but let's see if the Brunel Burners can make this 2-point conversion. Kamara in motion across. And it's going, and Anton has got it. Let's have a look. And it is good. So 30-6 is now the score. Onside kick paying dividends there for Brunel, putting this game slightly more out of reach here of the Newcastle Raiders. I will need to check if there's a replay function on this. That onside kick, very much the boldness we've come to expect of the Brunel Burners. Paying dividends for them. Windy day, but being able to get the job done. DM3's off. Look at this bloke here. What's he doing? Probably nothing of any use. Let's get back into the referees. Having a conversation. It's one of those things, but because I don't know what's happened, I'm not sure what I can talk about. Pointed out. I hope I'm not being pointed at. Sorry, I was worried the refs were pointing at me. I hope that's not the case. Anyway, 30-6 up here at Brunel. I got worried for a second there. Sorry, I'm just making sure James is okay. So one thing that we did miss earlier in the game, I think this may be in relation to, is that number 12 who's good back was ejected, and they're going short again here are Brunel. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if Brunel have that, you know. They're all pointing once again. They do apparently. And there's no rest for the offense of the Brunel Burners by the looks of things. But we do have a Newcastle Raider down. I mean, this is where you've got to test the offense here of Brunel. Their cardio. Well, you're in a lucky position, to be honest. Like two in a row, you know. Hold on. Oh. So the second onside kick, shorter this time. Once again recovered by Brunel. 30-6 the score. It wouldn't surprise me if the decision to go for these kicks is more to do with the wind, because they would be kicking into quite a kicking into quite a fierce wind. There we go. Kicking into quite a fierce wind. In fact, I might ask. I'll ask SJ when it's over. So there we go, Lancashire MMU is now at half time. MMU missing a field goal. MMU could very well be coming away with an upset here by the looks of things. I'm sure that we're due for at least one upset. I believe I was told at half time that the Birmingham Lions currently lead the Hertfordshire Hurricanes by 8. There always tends to be at least one big upset win in the first round of the playoffs. I personally can't wait for the start of the Division 2 playoffs next week. There are a lot of good games in that first opening slate. Obviously, I think the biggest one you could probably say there is going to be the Lancaster Bombers going to the LJMU Fury after the LJMU Fury won the division on a coin toss. So it's going to be a handoff at DM3. Once again, got it. Only going to be a gain of about 2 on the play there for him. And we do have a Newcastle Raiders player down, so we're going to score right. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good games there in that first Div 2 bracket. I think LJMU Lancaster is probably the big one, given that LJMU were promoted on a coin toss. But, I mean, there are a few good ones in there. Obviously, the Cambridge Pythons winning the Midlands too. They're going to be having the Sunderland Spartans coming down to them. A rematch of Jamie's favourite game, and we want to just give our best wishes to Jamie of Depth Sports, currently in Doha as a teacher. There's some, obviously he did tell us the other day that, you know, there are some, I don't know why I'm batting around with, you know, missiles and stuff like that near where he lives, which is not ideal, of course. So we do hope that, you know, he's able to stay okay. In the south, of course. I'm going to tilt the camera over here. Obviously the south as well. We've got a rematch of Reading and Sussex. I love that game. You've got the Imperial Immortals and the Ewing Bullets 2s matching up as well. Let me see if I can remember them all. Gloucestershire versus Swansea, which is what I will be at. And this is actually another good one. They're all good in the Div 2 South. You've got the Surrey Stingers taking on the Swansea Titans. But unfortunately I can only be at one of those games, and that game will be the QMBL Vipers hosting the Gloucestershire Gladiators, only because I felt quite bad, seeing as how I am a former member of the Gloucestershire Gladiators, that I've not been able to get to them all season long. Obviously they've got the Div 1 second round next week. We'll see where that lands. Of course, tomorrow, Uniball show coming your way at 7. Hopefully we will have a special guest on. I think we do. But obviously there'll be some big games happening next week in D1 and D2. But my heart needs to fill the void. The Gloucestershire Gladiators shaped the void that I have in my life. So, 2nd and 6. Jelinski's going to look to absolutely hammer it here. He gets it to DM3. DM3 keeps on going. And that is going to be a gain of probably about 13 on the play, which means I can set it right back to 1st and 10. Hopefully won't be surrounded by people as they come down to the end zone. Obviously Christian, the QB that got the Brunel Burners to the promised land of the Prem after 8 years of attempting to get here and always making the playoffs in each of those 8 seasons, but never getting here until now. The Brunel Burners would love to do the double. The last double we saw obviously was the Northumbria Mustangs going up from D2 Div 1 to the Prem. They're facing SGS today. From what I gather, that game is going quite close. So DMU, and I mean that was a good tackle there, holding on, number 89 of Newcastle, asking the referees for a flag. Yeah, that's a penalty on number 89 all day long. I don't understand what that's about. That was definitely a penalty from number 89. You can't be doing that to someone. And it was a good tackle as well, you know, a tackle for loss against DM3. Those are hard to come by, but number 89 in Newcastle. Yeah, number 89 there didn't need to obviously complain to the referees about DM3 holding him a bit longer on the tackle, which, you know, truthfully, I don't think that's a yellow flag offence. Obviously, DM3's trying to get you, you're running back, you're trying to get someone off you to the ground, has still got a hold of him. I don't think that's that bad. Yeah. So going to be free 15 yards there for Brunel. We've seen some ludicrous penalties today. It's been a very flag-heavy game. Both teams probably going to be very, very upset with that. But I think that was probably just. I feel more of a way about that one because it happened, you know, in front of us, as opposed to me just seeing the penalty call there. So a free 15 is going to put the Brunel Burners on the 18-yard line of the Newcastle Raiders. So whistling in here. Just fakes it. Jelinski throws it. And that is going to be another touchdown for Brunel. Once again going for 2, Kamara. I would just say the money man of the Brunel Burners, but they got too many money men to really count. But Kamara is a name that you can count on. So 36-6 is the score here at Site 5. We are in Q3. By the Burners now, once again going for 2. Smart call here. Again, Carpenter can make these kicks, but they'd be kicking into the wind. So Jelinski gets it on the ground, and Jelinski gets it in for 2. I don't think that was the way. I don't think that was the play, but At the end of the day, it results in a swift 2 points there on the onside recovery for Brunel.
There it is. Not really. There it is. Good shit, all.
So Christian very much confirmed that's not how they drew that play out. Now, so that begs the question. Are they going to try and boot this one through the air here? Or is the offense of the Brunel Burners once again going to have a very quick turnaround to go and get a beverage or two after two successive offensive drives here from Brunel? So sorry, I'll just get an update on some scores. So Birmingham versus Hearts currently 8-6 to the Birmingham Lions. We could see a massive upset here if Birmingham are able to knock off Hearts. They've obviously done it all once already this season, probably they'd want to do it with a bit more sure-handedly this time. So a quick one, onside again. I'm not sure that Brunel have this one. There's some fighting going on afterwards. No flags coming in. Well, spoke too soon. Flag on the play. Yes. Honestly, I'm a big Brunel guy. I think I predicted the Southern D1, the semi-final, the Southern final, what we call it. I think I predicted it as Birmingham versus Bournemouth. At the start of the season. I think Birmingham are already getting better. Obviously, they had a big overhaul in coaching. So, lots of flags on the play here. I mean, whoever ends up winning this game is going to be looking to really shore up some discipline issues here. But a good lesson for Susan. So. Right. Okay, so let me break that one down for you. So, the ball has to travel 10 yards before the kicking team can legally make an attempt to grab the ball for possession. So, the ball did not travel 10 yards. So, it is a Newcastle ball. However, an unsportsmanlike penalty afterwards means that the good field position that the Newcastle Raiders had is sort of wiped off the board. Lots of unsportsmanlikes, too many unsportsmanlikes. Although, you know what? One unsportsmanlike is too many unsportsmanlikes as far as I'm concerned. Let's move, because this ball's not coming our way anymore. Let's get here, bang. I will say, inside Brick Ball or anyone watching, if you know what's going on with Cardiff versus Warwick, let me zoom out as well. So going through the air here are Newcastle. Climbing up in the pocket is their QB, fires it for 23, and he has caught it. But being brought down, that is going to be a fresh set of downs here for the Newcastle Raiders. Very impressed with Newcastle. So on the move here, 32-point deficit. Brunel scoring twice in quick succession in this third quarter. I mean, when you've got the arm, when you've got the gusto to go through the air, anything's really possible here for Newcastle. Once again, going through the air, they understand. Pumps it and brought down for a huge tackle for loss. And Shaq brings it in number 2 at the Burners. For a big loss, looking like the Newcastle Raiders going to be staring down the barrel of a 2nd and 19. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for bearing with me today. It's a bit of a new stylish live stream format for Depth Chart Sports. Obviously we do have our lovely, nice, smooth and swanky production, but sometimes we can't get that. Sometimes we can't. So sometimes we're looking to be able to stream more and then bring out the big guns when we need to. So it's going to be another pass here. Big drop back, fires one for 23, and it's caught by number 23 of the Newcastle Raiders, and he is going, and it is going to be another touchdown for the Newcastle Raiders. I tell you, this is what I mean, is when you're willing to throw that ball through the air and you've got receivers that you like, well, you know what, I mean, anything's possible here, and that deficit has been cut into slightly. I tell you what, unfortunately I don't have a chat function, so I can't see if anyone knows the name. So it's going to be handoff to 12. He runs into a big brick wall here. Let's see if he's managed to get it. No good. So the score is going to stand here, 38-12 currently. We're in the 3rd quarter here. Brunel with the lead. Just take that back to the regular. Winner of this game once again will be taking on the winner of the Warwick Wolves versus the Cardiff Cobras. Rematch from the first round of the playoffs last year as well, that game. Newcastle kicking with the wind. Let's widen that out. Actually, that's a bit too close for my liking. There we go. No idea on that score. Nothing on IG. Thank you, Inside Brick Ball. Oh, the ball falls off the tee. Oh, it does happen. It does happen. I'm surprised that actually hasn't happened yet today. So in the 3rd, Newcastle off a score, 38-12. And a big kick there. And it looks like Kamara has got it. He's going to try and cut across the field there, but the Raiders are able to contain the speedster of the Burners. Getting it back down at the 11-yard line. That's pretty good. Going to stay here and utilise the zoom function. Can you believe it? I'll tell you what this tells me, this sort of experiment with this start live stream is, I apologise to all the other teams that I've been at this year and haven't live streamed their game, because I could have just done it like this. So going forward, expect to stream every single week. Going forward. Right, Zielinski's got it, throws a strike out to Kamara. He has got it on the other side. Looks like he's going to have enough for a first down and a bit more. Looks like it's going to be about 13 on that play there from Zielinski to Kamara. Very quick changing of the chains there from Brunel. You've got to be impressed with the arm strength of Zielinski today, just being able to zip this ball through the air in Very, very windy conditions. But I suppose considering that he is from Chicago, which is the windy city, I imagine he has probably had to deal with situations like this before. So bunch strips on the right hand side for Jelinski, but he's going to take himself to the left hand side. Going to be decent enough gain there, but a whole pile of players on the floor there. Hopefully nothing untoward happens, as that's normally the place where flags come in. I may have spoken too soon about that rain. Second and 4 for Brunel. No DM3 in so far this series. Fakes it. Jelinski's got it. Fires for the sideline. They're gonna be unhappy with that one. I mean, this is where, you know, I will try and find out if there are replay. I'll try and get some replay capabilities, because that's going to be one that was bang on the money. So 3rd and 4 is the call. Still 3rd quarter here at side 5. If this score stays this way, then we will be back here for Brunel versus either the Warwick Wolves or the Cardiff Cobras. Bit of low snap. Looking into the middle. He's going. And down at the 28. This is where I'm going to have to move the camera around. Especially when they're going quickly like Brunel are. Good placement there from me, not from Jelinski, just over the head of his receiver there. Get a wide out there. Trying to go quickly. Brunel. Well, they not trying to, they did go quickly. So able to stop it a little bit there. So 2nd and 10 for Brunel. DM3 in it back. Kamara in motion. Goes to DM3 this side. And number 50 for Newcastle on the tackle, Rogers. I can see his name there. Definitely has been the key defensive man here. He's been having a battle with David Moore III all game long. Looks like he's going to set up another 3rd and 4 for the Brunel Raiders. It's always eerie here with the winds just sort of howling. It was like sunny yesterday. I'm disgusted. Anyway, 3rd and 4. I'm happy to not be up that tower anymore. Bit of low snap here. Jelinski's got it. He's looking, but fires it over the head of his receiver. 4th and 4 here for Brunel. DM3 swapping back in with the call coming in. So IBB giving us a score update 35 to, I did see it, 35 to 23, the green over Sterling currently. That seems like a good game going on, I can't lie. That seems like a very good game. You know, the winner of that fixture will be travelling. Is that right? I believe they're travelling to Napier, but don't quote me on that. I think that's true. That is true. And that is going to be enough for a Brunel first down. So DM3 in the backfield for the Brunel Burners. It's going to be going to DM3 straight up the middle, but stood up there. They're going to be giving the Burners, how many are they going to be giving them there? Looks like 3 to me. Or only 2. So 2nd and 8 here for Brunel. They're up 38 to 12. Fakes it to DM3. Quick strike out to Kamara.
There we go. There we go. Shit, Joe. Good
So
shit.
not going to be enough for a TD for Brunel.
Stop covering.
That's going to be down at the 2. You got to bear with me. Just look at the sky for a bit. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd, so I'm just going to walk the other way. Awful. Awful, awful, awful. Have a look at these. What's this man doing? So this is the part of the stream that's maybe a bit unhinged. It's probably where I'm probably in the future I'm going to put a brake card up so I can walk to the other end without basically just showing you, you know, the sort of, it's almost like behind the scenes, isn't it, when you swap halves or swap quarters, because everyone just sort of just takes a break and has a quick walk. Unless you're a lineman like me, you have a slow walk. You know, it's strange, but I mean, considering that this is coming from the 2-yard line, so only 12 minutes left in this game from when the clock starts, of course, not just generally. Actually, let's go about here. Bang. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for bearing with me today as we try this form of live streaming out. Quite impressed my phone's not overheating. So from the 2-yard line, here goes the DM3 up the middle, and that's going to be another touchdown for the Brunel Burners.
35-23.
Is that full time? So just getting some score updates from people here. Rams, Eagles, and that is Lancashire and MMU, not Los Angeles and Philadelphia. And still 0-0. Still 0-0. Could be a case of some overtime, which does happen in the playoffs, coming your way in that game. It begs the question sometimes, because obviously Brunel really didn't celebrate that at all. It's always strange to me when teams don't. So a 2-point conversion here for Brunel. And straight in, and that is good for another 2 points for Brunel. 46-12 is the score at the start of Q4. So Brunel kicking unit coming on. I'd imagine this is where Brunel are just going to boot this ball away. Don't think we're going to try and see anything tricky here from Brunel. I wouldn't expect, because they're now kicking with the wind as opposed to against it. Again, this is where in future ones I'll put a break graphic so I can just not show you me walking around. But once again, so happy not to be up that tower. The gazebo. The gazebo, just the gazebo. Just that'll be the play of the game, the gazebo. So it's going to be interesting to see what Brunel do here. Put it at that. Back to the wide. So a small kick here, going to be fielded by number 21. Big hit. That's going to be fielded on the Newcastle 36. And we do have another update from inside Britball. SGS currently lead the Northumbria Mustangs 20-7. You know, both Newcastle and Northumbria having big long journeys to get down here today. And as it stands right now, it's going to be a long bus trip with their season over. I'm not sure if, in fact, Northumbria and Newcastle will face each other again in varsity, as they've already battled it out twice this year. Just going to pump it. QB still on his feet, but a huge sack there. Looks like a 2nd and 18 to my eye for the Newcastle Raiders. Fakes the screen, into the middle, ball is out, and it looks like that ball is going to be recovered by Brunel. Jalen gets the fumble recovery, number 39. And the Brunel Burners now going to take over on the Newcastle 25-yard line. Oh, hang on. I need to change to the 4th quarter. That might be handy. It's not a 2nd and 18, it is a 1st and 10. So I always do try and keep the faith as a commentator, but I think a score on this drive, straight in the middle there, Davide Pinto, number 31, great running back for Brunel last year. Number 31 for him is going to have a gain on the play of 6. So let's go to 4 and let's go to second. And we're going to move the old camera stick down. I'll maybe say second and 3 there, in fact. Goes to Davide Pinto one more time. Davide Pinto speeds through the middle. And that is going to be a fresh set of downs here for the Brunel Burners at the 9-yard line of the Newcastle Raiders. So once again, go here again. Going forward, I think I'll put up a break graphic whenever I'm on the move. So 9-yard line, which does mean first and goal. Unfortunately, I don't have an option for first and goal. Going to go to Davide Pinto one more time. Davide's fighting through them, and he's going to have it down at the 2-yard line. So a gain of 7 there for number 31 of Brunel. So a fumble by Newcastle, recovered by Brunel. They're now down at the 2 for a 2nd and 2 from 2nd and goal, but it doesn't give me an option for goal, so it's just a 2nd and 2, but it is a 2nd and goal. It's in the shotgun here, Brunel. Hands it off to Pinto. Fighting, but I think he's going to just have that down at the 1 there. Great stop from Newcastle. So 3rd and 1. I do apologise about it not being even, but this, as you look, I mean, Site 5 is not a great place, pardon me. So we under centre now, Jalitsky's going to try and force his way in, and that is going to be another Brunel touchdown. 52 to 12, and we do have a player down for Brunel. But 52-0, the deficit of 40 now. So we do have an injured player now. I mean, this is more of the scoreline that we were thinking that it probably would be. The deficit between the teams probably what you thought it would be. But I do think the Newcastle Raiders have put up one hell of a fight. One hell of a fight. I'm impressed with Newcastle. I very much am impressed with the Raiders. You know, they'll be staying in the Prem North next year. You know, potentially being joined by Leeds Beckett, and whoever wins the Div 1 North. Speaking of that, we know that Edinburgh Napier are through to the 2nd round after a walkover from the Glasgow Uni Tigers. And as it stands right now, the Nottingham Green are beating the Stirling Clansmen, I think 35 to 23 at last check-in. And again, last check-in, 0-0, Lancashire and Manchester Metropolitan. MMU could cause an upset there. Last time I checked, it was Brum 8, Hearts 6. But that one I don't know. That one I don't know. That was a while ago. So Jalitsky fires it. And number 8 for the Burners brings it in, bringing that score 54-12. That's right, just come over and tell me. Yeah. Not full time. That's mad. Okay. So an update there coming in. So there's the score over at the Rams and the Eagles are no longer scoreless, but just a safety. It may put the Rams ahead of the MMU Eagles, which is nuts. 2-0, and whoever wins that game will have the winner of another northern fixture in the Manchester Tyrants versus the Sheffield Hallam Warriors. I'd be very surprised if Manchester... I've gone for Manchester, big fan of Hallam, but this season, in the last few fixtures, they've not really done it for me. But I do like Hallam. Nothing else. Okay, so apparently, so it's the Sterling Klansman getting intercepted there within the 2-minute warning, and a few points down. Bit of a chip ball, fielded by number 19. Big hit. That ball did come out. Referee's coming over. Just making sure that the Newcastle Raiders don't. Just seeing the story for the Rams was. I was putting my roast dinner in the oven. I wish I had a roast dinner. It's February, like it's playoff time. Playoffs are when I don't have to worry about it being cold anymore. For crying out loud, he says. But by rule, ladies and gentlemen, we are within the zone of the old mercy clock. So expect this game to be. Pardon me. Sorry. Once again, going through the air here are Newcastle. And getting it away. So, timeout called here by Brunel. They're first of the half, I believe. So, within 5 minutes now of the Brunel Burners progressing in the playoffs and hosting the winner of the Warwick Wolves and the Cardiff Cobras. I'd love to be able to say that I come back here and watch the Cobras and the Burners again, but I'm happy with either. I think Warwick are a good team as well. But I don't have basically, but they've described, I don't have a Warwick Wolves hoodie drying in my house right now. Alright, let's move up a bit here. We're having a timeout, a little water break. Maybe something to consider. The wind has died down a bit here for Brunel, but it's 40. Is that full time? No. It's mad, isn't it? Full time for another one. Sorry, just chatting with SJ about the 2-0 scoreline at the Rams and Eagles. So almost slips in as a quarterback. Going to be brought down there. Tackle for loss of about 4 there. Let's go with a second of 14. I lied about the wind. I lied. Fully lied. So 4:26 remaining in the game. Brunel takes their second time out. Obviously within the mercy clock here. I mean, Brunel wanting to make a statement like they haven't been making statements this entire season. You know, it's definitely a case of you don't want to be booking your travel to Loughborough right now. So Northumbria put some points on the board. They won't like me getting those two confused. 20-13, the SGS Pride over the Northumbrian Mustangs as it stands. So rolling to the left-hand side area is the QB for the Newcastle Raiders. He's going to go backwards, like that ball's going to go up in the air. The referees, oh, there they have whistled it dead. And the Burners use their third and final timeout. So, 4th and 16 for the Newcastle, for the Brunel Burners. Sorry, I'm trying to do 100 things at once, you know. You know how it is. You know how it is. Again, I will continue to say thank you for bearing with me on this live stream. Thank you for bearing with us as in Depth Chart Sports as a collective, but I don't know what Cam's doing today. SJ's out here doing his job, and Jamie is in Doha, so me. Just say me. Is it? So, a little bit, I've got an update here from SJ. It is the Rams currently winning 5-0. That's a rare scoreline. We don't see 5-0s very much. And that's not just in uni ball or Brit ball, that's across the board in American football. 5-0, one of those rare scores. At least get another safety and make it 7-0 and just... So, the Newcastle Raiders here, going for it all. 4th and 16. Escaping the pocket. Some space. Being pursued. There is a flag on the play. So, a good tackle there is going to be a turnover on downs, but there is a flag on the other side of the field. So we do have one in, or maybe our first confirmed one of the day. Well, apart from Edinburgh and Napier, the KCL Regents advance to the second round of the playoffs. They'll be taking on the winner of Bristol versus Bournemouth, which is happening at 4, I think, today. They'll be taking on the winner of them at KCL. So a penalty there against the Brunel Burners. It's 4th and 11 for the Newcastle Raiders. Maybe their last offensive play of the game. That QB has got some moves. He throws it off into the middle of the pitch. But it is a running clock. And the Burners want to get as many offensive reps as possible. It seems like the offense is all set up and ready to go here.
85 is one of the greatest. Number 40 is that guy. Number 34 is the future. Number 18, he's got it right now, trust me. All them boys. Trust me, touchdown right now. Touchdown right now.
Touchdown right now. Let's see. Breaks one man. It's going to be a first down for Brunel. It's fine. So Zielinski's looking for a big one at the other end and unable to bring it in. Now you can tell these burners, they want to put some more points on the board here, get them set quickly.
Burners are the best.
So it's SGS 20, Northumbria 20 in the fourth quarter as well. So this is likely to be the 2-minute warning. And it is the 2-minute warning again. We do have a running clock here. I'd say it's pretty fair to say that the Brunel Burners are likely to be going through to the second round of the Premiership playoffs for the winner of Warwick versus Cardiff on the 15th. Bit of a low snap there. Zielinski's got it. Flags come in. Full start there by Brunel. I mean, obviously we had two classic games between the Cardiff Cobras and the Brunel Burners already this season. And there's the old adage in British American football, it's hard to beat a team 3 times, Brunel. So 2nd and 15 after the penalty for Brunel. They want to put some points on the board. They want to make it a 60. Zielinski drops back. Zielinski scrambles out to the outside. Zielinski fires. And unable to get it done. And another flag on the play. Very flag heavy game here. I do hope IBB keeps the. I'm sure they will. I don't know why I'm asking, but 2020 to Northumbria and SGS in the fourth quarter. So 10-yard penalty on Northumbria. It's now 2nd and 5 for Brunel. Run up the middle there. And it is close down at the 2. The Burners are moving. The Burners are trying to move quickly here. The Burners are trying to move quickly. Can they put some more points on the board before the end of this game? That is the question. And it's a handoff. 36 has got it. There's some space. And it's down at the 1-yard line. And the Brunel Burners want this. The Brunel Burners need this. Pushed it through and stopped there on 3rd down. It's 4th. And it's 4th. And they're trying to go fast here, are Brunel. And there's a player down there for Newcastle. They're trying to get set. And the Burners are unable to get it in there, so it's going to be a turnover on downs. And that is going to be it. So the Brunel Burners advance. The Brunel Burners advance. In the Premiership playoffs, they will face the winner of the Warwick Wolves and the Cardiff Cobras. We've not got a score yet in that game, but what a game it was. Have to be impressed then with Newcastle. Starting off pretty tricky. Lots of flags on the play, lots for Brunel to sort of dissect here. But at the end of the day, it's more domination from the Burners, 54-12. Yeah, got that one. So,
3-8.
13.
Yeah, 1-3.
And we do have another update. Give me the update. No, give me the update. Give me the update. 13-8. So Hertfordshire Hurricanes now in the lead over the Birmingham Lions 13-8. But I mean, the game here today, I think it was Newcastle impressed me a fair bit. But at the end of the day, the Brunel Burners take the victory and they move forward in the road to Loughborough. And we will see you here on the 15th as the Brunel Burners will take on either the Cardiff Cobras or the Warwick Wolves. But with that yet to come, so some of the other scores around the league, and I think the big one here, the fourth quarter, the SGS Pride and the Northumbrian Mustangs are tied at 20 apiece. Stay tuned to that one and stay tuned to Depth Chart Sports for more. We'll have all those scores out. Thank you very much, and also stay tuned to Inside Britball. They'll probably get the scores out quicker than I do. So stay tuned to Inside Britball. They've been absolutely fantastic today, and so have all of you. Thank you very much for bearing with us on this new type of live streaming, a bit more of a pulled back concept. And QMBL. Check your DMs. You may have a live stream coming your way next week against the Gloucestershire Gladiators. My name is Christopher Tebbett, and the scoreline here today in the year of our Lord 2026 is the Brunel Burners 54, the Newcastle Raiders 12. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We will be with you tomorrow on the Uniball show starting at 7 o'clock.